Everybody, Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and welcome to Boardwalk Hall at the famed Atlantic City Boardwalk in southern New Jersey for our main event. 12 rounds, middleweights going at it between James Lights Out Toney and Carlos Monzon. James Lights Out Toney's making that final walk that separates man and warrior, soon to be in battle there in the ring. Carlos Monzon's coming down to the ring, and you can tell with that zip in his step that he plans on this one being a spectacular evening for him.
Fighting out of the blue corner, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome James Lights Out Toney and his opponents. Fighting out of the blue corner, Carlos Monzon.
All right, gentlemen. Remember what I said. Protect yourself at all times. All right? Punch him up.
So we are underway here. Round one, scheduled for 12. Well, Teddy, here in this matchup, two guys who tend to go the distance. What do we look for early?
You know, I'm looking to see who can be more consistent in just one area. Who uses their jab a little bit steadier.
And he scores with a three-punch combo. Return to sender with the left hand. James Toney's corner is going to really need to step up and handle that swelling. 90 seconds to go here in this round. Oh, and he's got something for him himself, and it's a left hand. James Toney's now in a position where he may not even realize it, but the eye is getting worse. Still, he fights on.
He behaves like a fighter, and that's the greatest asset you have. It's not your jab, it's not your hook, it's not your power, it's not your footwork. It's your ability to behave like a fighter when you have to. He's doing that right now.
Comes to an end, and that's one of those rounds, Teddy, that just takes on a certain style, a certain characteristic, and that was a busy one.
Yeah, it was a busy one. Look, Joe, you don't have to look for these guys. They're right there in front of you.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think sometimes you just get those rounds where it all happens?
Because of styles. You know, styles make fights. In this case, you're seeing proof of that right there. Both guys that are aggressive, both guys that are very confident.
In your rhythm, okay? I want to see more jabs. Let's get on that swell. Get the complex.
Here we go. Round 2 is underway. Blocks the headshot. James Toney's got a way of just getting away from that punch. Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. Blocks it away. Well, nowadays we have so many different weight classes. Used to be only 8 weight classes. Now with all the super and juniors attached to every weight class, you can go up and down the scale with ease throughout your career. Is that good for the game?
No, I don't really think it is, because you're making it too easy for the fighters. You know, I'm not saying that it's not good that they have an alternate to a weight class, but a lot of times when you make things easy, they're going to go for the path that is easier. In other words, somebody should be a middleweight. Now all of a sudden they're going to be a light heavyweight. They're going to be a super middleweight, where with a little discipline, they would have fit into that middleweight frame. It wasn't that they couldn't make it. Now you make it so easy, they don't want to make it.
Nice strike after catching one by James Toney. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. Oh, that's gotta hurt. James lights out. Toney's almost out of it there. He was stunned. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Off to the side. A little swing and a miss going upstairs. He returns the favor with a right hand of his own. Holy cow! And a flush hook lands by Carlos Monzon. Blocks the headshot. James Toney's eye is now cut. That could be a real detriment. We come to the end of the round. A round that I'm having a tough time trying to think about who won. I can only imagine what the judges are thinking about. Teddy, if there's one thing you look for in a round like that and say, okay, I'm going to give it to this guy over this guy, what is it?
Well, the first thing is, if I'm a judge, I take a little notepad and I make a little mark down blue and red corner what he did early. Because sometimes a judge has a tendency to forget what was done early and only go with what went late.
You have to start throwing more in volume in there. Throw in volume.
So here we are, a new round underway, and in that last round, he got tagged. He got hit pretty hard, Teddy.
Yeah, he did. He got caught. Now, the first thing is, we all know he got caught, but why did he get caught? He has to be able to decipher that in his head. He has to be able to have the answer to that so it doesn't happen again.
Parries that punch intended for the head.
Up and down, side to side. Come on, kid, focus. You're taking too many punches. Hands up.
Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Way to block there. what impact with that uppercut by Carlos Monzon. Coming to the halfway point of this third round. Carlos Monzon stunned, and he is hurt. James Toney's just creating a little bit of real estate for himself. There's the headshot, but he parries it away. And now you're seeing the beard that this guy possesses, because he went from stunned and damaged to staying right upright.
Oh, this is like Santa Claus's beard. I'm telling you right now.
James Toney's learning a real hard lesson here, and it's that a cornerman can only do so much when you're dealing with this amount of swelling around the eye.
Yeah, you have that end swell in the corner. Of course, it's a piece of metal that you put in ice. It gets very cold. It retains the cold, and you place it on the swelling. But once it gets started, as you alluded to, Joe, it's tough to stop it. You got to get that ice or get that end swell on it early on before that swelling gets started, before it gets to this kind of place.
End of the round is upon us, and if the next round holds up like that, we're going to be in for a real treat.
No, we will be, because both these guys have the philosophy that their best defense is their offense.
Hey, keep your hands up, all right? You're not protecting yourself. Don't worry about it. The swelling is nothing. Just focus on it, son. We'll take care of this game. Get on it.
Back to fight action as a new round is underway. Of course, in that last round, it was fairly one-sided. He was hit pretty hard, and now he has to overcome that here.
Yeah, you don't have to be Notre Dame to know that. I mean, everybody saw, he got staggered, his knees buckled, did a little dance there. But what you have to really know now is know why you got hit and correct that immediately.
And now we got a fight. He fires back a right hand of his own. Nice strike after catching one by Carlos Monzon.
Defense, more defense.
Blocks away that headshot. His opponent wanted the body. He wouldn't give it to him. Halfway through round number 4. And you see he turned defense into offense, comes back with the counterpunch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay, and he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
You always say punchers are born, Teddy. But what about a guy's ability to withstand big punches? What about a guy's chin?
That's an interesting point. Part of it is physical, and you know what it is? It's the neck. That's the shock absorber, but most of it's mental. You have to want to take the punches. You have to will yourself through the punches. This guy has some will.
Needs to improve that accuracy. Missed with the headshot. did a very nice job of finishing up that. He put the third punch in there and landed the combination. Carlos Monzon showing you a little defensive skill there, able to move away from that punch. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. And this round comes to an end. It is a round that was highly entertaining. These guys really put forth quite an effort.
Well, they both have high engines. They have motors that never stop going.
Let's get on the swell. Certainly don't stand in front of him. Get on that. Get on that.
As another round gets underway, it gets us thinking, how much more of this will we see? Hard to envision this fight going the distance with how lopsided it's been. I would assume there has to come a point in this fight where he has to make the commitment to throw the power punches. It's hard to envision a way he's going to win this fight without going down that road.
He doesn't have the confidence to do it. I don't know if he's mentally strong enough to do it. I think he's worried about throwing hard at the guy because maybe in his mind that means the guy is...
A series of power shots and he is hurt.
The thing here right now is he's not disrupting his own offense. He's keeping just enough distance to keep those hands moving.
Able to get away from that headshot with the block. Blocks the headshot. Something right there stirs up the fans. That little move right there by James Toney. James Toney's cheek is ripped open right there. You can see the cut.
Out of the way.
Keep it going.
Side to side.
Toney able to land a counter punch. I don't know how they are keeping this up. They are setting such a scorching pace of action in this fight. Wow, just sit back and enjoy this one. You can tell both guys are so determined to give everything they have here tonight.
So it's like the first time you heard Ray Charles sing God Bless America. You knew it was special. You knew you hadn't heard it before. I haven't seen anything like this before.
Nice counter by Toney. And as this round comes to an end, Teddy, you just get the sense that at any point this fight could come to an end because it is being fought with bad intentions.
Yes, these guys are not behaving like guys that are coming here thinking about going to the scorecards. They're letting everything go in every punch.
Just beat you to the punch, that's all. You need to throw more. If you're not punching, he is. Hey, don't waste it.
So here we are, a new round underway, and in that last round, he got tagged. He got hit pretty hard, Teddy.
Yeah, he did. He got caught. Now, the first thing is, we all know he got caught, but why did he get caught? He has to be able to decipher that in his head. He has to be able to have the answer to that so it doesn't happen again.
Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. Oh, James lights out. Toney's almost out of it there. He was
Punch it
stunned.
out, guys.
Nice counter by Toney. He was stunned and staggered moments ago. Now he's right back in the fight, looking pretty good.
Yeah, some guys take a little longer to recover. One of his strengths is he recovers real fast.
A good block. Fine fundamentals, good counterpunch. James Toney's training regimen probably didn't include much work defensively because he has been a sitting target all night long.
Yeah, it's just not moving his head. And you know the problem when you try to block and you don't move your head, your opponent can put punches together and keep you defensive, you're handcuffed. But when you move your head, you create an opening. So your opponent throws a punch, he misses, he doesn't put them together. He's worried about something coming back. Right now, the opponent's not worried about anything coming back.
Blocks that punch. Way to block there. Nice counter by Toney. So the round comes to its conclusion, and it's a round in which our man here, as he heads back, was really tagged pretty solid. So if you're the trainer in the corner, what's your approach?
Well, you know, that's a great question. My approach is that I have to remind him that he's on common ground. He's probably going to think he's in a place where he's never been before, but I'm going to remind him, hey, remember you got hurt in the gym? And then give him something to correct the problem. You know, tell him some technical things that he needs to hear.
Side to side, okay? I want to see that head move more. Just focus on the fight. We'll take care of this one.
So we've reached the halfway point of this main event. Takes one, but gives one. Good work by Carlos Monzon. Able to get rid of that one. Able to counter that attack. And just as we anticipated, toe-to-toe right from the start.
No introductions necessary.
Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by James Toney. Good counter punch. Carlos Monzon's having a masterful round defensively. I love what we're seeing from the footwork with him. Very good movement, sound defensively. Is there anything he should be considering adding to that arsenal, though, right now?
Well, he's got to find spots for offense. You know, he's making his opponent miss. He's getting him off balance. He's frustrating him a little bit. You know, pop at the right time. You know, let it fly a little bit in the right spot. You keep your guy off balance. When you got him off balance, you make him miss, make him pay.
halfway through what is one of the best rounds you'll ever see. Just great action.
No, it's unbelievable. I mean, if you love roller coasters, you go to an amusement park. If you want to see left hooks, right hands, every direction, great chins, great endurance, great heart, you come to this fight. You stay right here.
It's been 2 minutes of non-stop action. Now the final minute has arrived. James Toney's making for a very inviting target right now. That cut is much worse than it was just moments ago.
What he has to do is he's got to be elusive right now. He's got to get on his horse a little bit and give those medicines that were put into the cut a chance to work a little bit. But also, he's got to slow his opponent down. Catch him with something so he doesn't keep going after that eye.
See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. Coming to the end of this round, Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, a round like that where it's a lot of busy activity and both guys being busy, when you were a trainer, are those the kind of rounds that you prefer, or do you like the pace to be a little slower? Does it depend on each guy?
No, if I have a fight, I'd rather have a guy fighting a guy that you never see him. Leave me the heck alone. And where I'm in control all the time. But the fans love to see a fight like that.
All right. Let's work on that cut. Okay, beautiful. Nice. Nice, keep it up. Move it.
They are back to action here, but that action has only favored one man. Completely one-sided. Hard to see the scorecards coming into play here with how dominating he's been. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by James Toney. Able to get away from that headshot with the block. Able to dismiss his opponent's shot and then comes back with an uppercut. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. James Toney's box is not going to the body at all. He'd be so well served to do it, though, Teddy.
Yeah, but his opponent doesn't want him to. So, you know, he doesn't want to go against what his opponent doesn't want him to do. Because his opponent would love him to keep throwing to the head because, you know, he can see those coming. He can move and avoid them. Body shots, you know, your head moves, but your body doesn't.
See, he turned defense into offense, comes back with the counterpunch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay, and he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
Great fight. I mean, just a great fight. Both guys giving their all back and forth.
It doesn't get much better.
Good block there by Lights Out. very nice job landing that counter punch, getting away from one that was coming at him. This has been a hotly contested war throughout, and you just have a sense that it's going to end at any moment in these later rounds.
Yeah, these guys are not saving anything. They're going for broke right from the beginning.
Let's work on that cut. Cut nuts. Don't worry about it. Get the compress off, get the compress on, then let's work on this one. It can be worse on this.
The action starts up again, but it's only favored one man. Hard to see this fight going the distance based on what we've witnessed so far. Good job staying away from the danger there. Toney's got to be really careful here. That eye is an absolute mess. The cut is really bad. In fact, it could call for an end to this fight at any point.
Well, Joe, the key is where the cut is. It's above the eye, and that means that the flow will go into the eye and, of course, impair the vision. That is what the referee's going to be looking at.
There's the headshot, but he parries it away. Lands the counter. Good defensive skill. Very nice work from both men. They each got a shot in. He goes down from a big right hand. From a big shot, now he's got to have some big guts to move along.
You're going to find out exactly what he's made of.
Blocks the headshot. Blocked by Lights Out. Oh, that's gotta hurt. James Lights Out. Toney's been stunned. Oh, and there you go. James Lights Out. Toney's banged up by a left hand.
Listen, I'm not you want to take those shots, you understand me? Let's see some defense and more punches. Don't waste your punches out there.
So here we are, all wondering, all right, that is it, this fight is over. Shotguns, night's gonna start early. That's a TKO win.
By way of TKO.
Carlos Monzon's your winner by TKO.
You know, Joe, I like a night where you see a guy tested a little bit. We saw him test.
This is what you change.